Welcome back to Kevin's Films and Home Theater. Today we have our tour, the 2026 Home Theater Tour walkthrough of my space. Let's go ahead and get started.
So we're going to start here, right here in the opening to my theater room. I am in a pretty much empty room right outside my theater room. I've got my little logo up there with the Kevin's Films and Home Theater. And then I have got these placards that I made myself. I printed them out on a heavy stock paper, and then I mount them with a foam board right behind us. Kind of gives them a little more 3D look. And as you come into my room, guys, I'll do the best that I can to kind of keep this camera a little bit steady, giving over just a quick overlook of the room itself. The room dimensions, as we step in here, this room is 14 foot wide, about 14 and a half foot wide, about 25 foot deep, and the ceilings are about 9 foot tall. And as we go through, let's go ahead and get started with the side surrounds. So right in here we have the Krix speakers. These I bought in a unusual store. I guess they sell more commercial equipment for commercial theaters. I've always wanted the look of speakers that just bring that commercial feel to your home theater. So the price is great. I don't think they were maybe about 200, maybe 200 a piece, maybe a little bit less than that. Comes with a bracket. I don't know if you can see it back there. So I got 4 of these. As we go to the back of the room, this was particular here. I had to kind of jerry rig to make sure that I wasn't going to put it way too far there against the wall, because I wanted it to line up with my my other rear. And then as we come across, you can see the other side surround with Krix. They're great. Do they timber match exactly with a front stage? No. I mean, it's very hard to notice. But overall, I really don't get distracted with any surrounding effects. I just kind of take their time to go through the entire room. So I'm very happy with them. I love the slant on these two. They focus really well towards the main seating position here. That's the main listening seat, and they work out really well. While we're here, let's take a quick look at my Atmos or overhead speakers. I've got 4 of these guys. The room setup is a 7.2.4. These are not really any fancy speakers as a whole. Bear with me here. I got a little bit of lighting in the room just to kind of help with the speakers, but I got these in Amazon. They're Micca. They're 8 inches. I built the box for it to sort of aim towards the main listening position. They do a good job. Maybe later this year I might experiment with something a little bit higher caliber pop, but right now I don't feel like I'm missing anything with these speakers. So as we go up here to the front, another kind of cool thing here in my theater, this is basically a do-it-yourself theater. I mean, I wired the thing, I painted it, I did the trim work, I hung the doors. Here, let's look at the acoustic absorption that I've got. It's do-it-yourself. Basically, it's got Rockwool behind, about 4 inches. This is a very long panel. I think ideally you would have a first reflection, second reflection, third reflection. And I went this direction. I didn't know much at first, but it really sounds really, really, really good in here. I had a little bit of echo, so I put a little bit more just to kind of absorb up there, top of the room. Originally, I painted the room black towards this front half, and then I went with a darker gray towards the rest. So you see that sort of slanted line in there. Pretty cool. You guys can see the next panel, again, made by me. Does a phenomenal job here absorbing sound. I don't have diffusion, but I have a lot of absorption. If we go towards the back of the room, you'll see my rear panel. I've got some scattered small, these guys really don't do much, these little squares. They tend to add just a little bit of feel to the room and character. I do like those just to have there. And then here's my other side and my remaining part of the panels. Might be a little bit hard to see it here on top, but I also got Those small little panels, they're about 1/4 of an inch off the actual ceiling, but this is all I've got right now on top. Moving here to the front stage, we've got, and I just removed the grill on the right subwoofer. I usually keep the grills on, but I want you guys to kind of take a look at the subwoofer as well. But I'll start up here with a screen. This is an XY 4K Max screen. It is acoustically transparent. I've got 3 PSA MTM-210s MTMs behind the screen. I've got one back here that sits in here. I got one here in the center, and then I've got one up here on the right. It really spreads out that soundstage from left to right beautifully. I've got velvet on the bottom. This is spandex black material. It's good for the acoustic of the speakers. And then I've got more velvet around the top. Again, a little bit hard to see. It's pretty dark in here as a whole. Try to get as much lighting as I could. And then I've got a border as well on the sides with velvet, and it helps really absorb the color or anything that spills out in my image in the screen. But it works out really well. It's got a 1.0 gain. I've enjoyed it. I came from a spandex material. This whole front wall here, and I'll try to put some pictures as B-roll, but I've basically come out maybe about 1.5 feet, 2 feet from the front of the wall, and built out sort of a baffle wall for everything to sit back in there. I originally wanted to put my subs in here, but when I first did that on both corners, that's why it sticks out. Unfortunately, the measurements weren't that great, so I went back to moving a little bit closer off the walls, and they've worked out really great since then. Ideally, in a perfect world, I'd love to put these subwoofers back in here in the screen. I don't know if I'll get to do that maybe later this year. It would mean taking everything out, bumping out the wall a little bit, and then redoing the whole work. So I don't know. Right now, I'm content and I'm happy. So that's the front wall. Down here on the front stage, this is your power sound audio EV1813M mate. This thing is an 18-inch driver. It is vented. It's about 1900 watts and with a peak of about 4,000. I mean, these things pump a ton of bass here in this room. They're plenty big for this room. Obviously, might be actually a little bigger than what I need, but it's nice to have the headroom. They've just been really good in this room. Let's talk about the seats a little bit. I've got 2 rows. First row is the Valencia Tuscany seats that I've had probably for about 5 years now. They still work really well. The leather is still in beautiful shape. Honestly, if you wouldn't know that they've been sitting here for 5 years. Really has held up really well. Stitching has held up really well. The portion here where the buttons are, that has the color has gone away, or the light behind it, and also the blue LED or the LED that goes at the bottom of the seat. But I never used them, and honestly, they were more distracting than not. So, but they've been really, really good. I've got 2 different seats coming here in the following month. So Valencia's going to send me a different set of seats to review. And then I've got another set of just a chair coming in from a new company, and I'm looking forward to getting those in here, to testing them out, and kind of give you guys an update on how much different they are from these current Tuscanys that I've got. Here on the back row, and by the way, this is a do-it-yourself riser that I built as well. We'll get to that in a second. But I've got American Signature Store theater seats. These are probably almost 20 years old, and they have held up again really, really well. I've got my twins sit in the back row, my 13-year-old twins. They're big boys. They're probably taller than I am right now, and so they beat this seats up pretty good. And honestly, they still look like I just got them yesterday as well. I guess if you pay a little bit for quality material, it'll last you a lifetime, or they should last you a lifetime as long as you treat them pretty well. These guys sit on my riser that I built. It's not really finished on the back or the front. It's kind of, eventually maybe I'll do something, but I did build the studs. I put the studs together, cut them out, assembled it, have padding and then carpet that I stapled and put together here as well with one little step. So they have really held up well. As I move back here in the rear of the room, this is just my workstation where I get my editing done. Nothing fancy in here. I got 2 LCR speakers. This little monitor here is Pro Art from Asus, so it helps look at colors a lot more accurately, or helps me a little bit more when I'm editing and color grading. I'm using that. Obviously, I used entire real estate, but that's what this is in there for. Back here, I've got my my meters if I'm wanted to test out lumens or anything like that in the room. And then back here, I've got my collection of Blu-rays, 4Ks on the top row, Blu-rays on the second row. So this is the brains of the room. This is the Marantz Cinema 50. Has worked incredibly well for me. I got it from accessories for less. And I paid, I don't know, maybe $1,500 for this thing. And I think right now it's like $2,700. They're refurbished, but they come with a 5-year warranty. And it just really worked well for me. I like it a lot. And it's got Odyssey, it's got direct, it's got the ability to do direct art as well. Might be something again that I experiment with maybe later this year. Back here, I've got my Roku Ultra. Been using them for quite a bit now. Right below that, I've got my Panasonic UB420. Again, it's lasted, it's done really well. Haven't had any issues with it at all. And then down here, this will be a video coming up, but this is new. This is the Emotiva BasX A7 Plus with 7 channels. So my entire bass layer is running through the Emotiva amplifier. Excuse the cable management on the back, but this is just the way it is right now. This guy has, I don't know. I mean, I'm super stoked, excited to play it and put it through the ringer and kind of give you guys a feedback of what it does to my system as a whole, and whether it brings a better sound to my system or more efficiency to this place. So anyways, that is to come in a later video. I don't have a nice fancy rack. This is what I have. It works well. It's got plenty of air. I don't have a ton of stuff here, at least not now. So eventually in the future, maybe I'll look into it, but it's not something I'm really looking to do anytime soon. We haven't talked about the projector, but I've had the Epson 1000 now for about a full year, maybe a little bit over a year. And it has served me really well here in my room. One thing that I will be looking into here in the next couple of weeks is that I've got this guy here that I've reviewed and really has done super well. I've got the ceiling mount that I'll be putting together here in a week or so and be putting this in my room. If you haven't seen the Vision Master Max review that I did, phenomenal unit. And honestly, guys, for the price and the value, again, it's not cheap. Even at $4,000 is not cheap. But what it does and how it performs, especially compared to something more like this, that you've got MSRP right now about $6,000, it's the Max is just very impressive as a whole. I've got another video coming out here in a little while on contrast and comparison. I think you guys will really enjoy and like. And looking up, you'll see that I've made plenty of mistakes here in the theater room. We're really trial and error, right? I've got to close those up and go back. And I've originally had a projector mounted a little bit closer in the room. So I had it wired for the electrical outlet and the HDMI to come out through that conduit, which I'll probably be using again. I'll probably be mounting the Valera Max just right about here in the middle of the center of the room. What else? I've got holes here. Originally, I started here too with a 5.1.2, and that was the original Atmos speakers, which I took them out and I put a little bit of sound absorption plate or square in there, and then I moved to the current location of the speakers.
Guys, I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Again, a lot of fun to make. I really do like the opportunity to show you guys what I've done. Hopefully some of the stuff will help you guys in your journey as you're designing your home theater rooms. There's a lot of possibility when you do things yourself, as well as a lot of opportunity to save money when you do things yourself. So if there's any questions on any of the process or any of the things that you saw here in my theater room on how I did those, or maybe any lessons learned that you want me to talk about or whatever, just drop it down below. I really appreciate you guys sticking through this video. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.